Hey, it's Kelly. Welcome back to my channel where we talk all about gentle skincare and sometimes self-care. So if that's your vibe, please consider hitting subscribe anytime during the video to see more from me. So today I want to talk about tretinoin and some of the best and worst things that you can do while using this great skincare ingredient. I've been using tretinoin. I'm going into my third year now. I can't believe it. It's gone by really fast. And I've definitely learned from trial and error. You've probably heard a lot about tretinoin. It's getting extremely popular these days, and it is considered the gold standard ingredient, whether you are trying to treat acne or even anti-aging concerns. In fact, tretinoin is actually the only FDA-approved skincare ingredient to treat anti-aging concerns. And before we jump into the best and worst tips, I want to let you know today's video is sponsored by Agency. They're an online dermatology provider that is all about that well-aging journey. Now, Agency creates a custom future formula for your skin. And one of the things that they do focus on, they have lots of different ingredients that you can get, but one that they focus on and really specialize in is tretinoin. Now, you may know tretinoin is actually a prescription-only ingredient, so you do need to see a dermatology provider in order to get your prescription, which can be kind of a hassle. So Agency has actually made this really easy. You have your own dermatology provider. They look at your skin, they look at your pictures, they prescribe you a custom formula for your skin and your skin goals without any appointments, without any unnecessary travel. It's all online, and then you get your own future formula shipped directly to your door. I absolutely love it. I'm so glad that Agency is back as a sponsor because I've been using their service for a year now and I absolutely love it. So if you want to start your own well-aging journey with Agency, I have a link in the description box where you can get started. All right, let's jump right in. Give the video a big thumbs up and play my intro. So tretinoin is an amazing ingredient that treats a multitude of skin concerns. It is awesome, but that doesn't mean that it isn't complicated. This can be a tricky ingredient to work into your existing skincare routine. There's definitely some things that you want to keep in mind, some best practices and some worst ones to avoid. That's what today's video is all about, because the side effects can be pretty rough. It is known to cause irritation on the skin, especially when you're first getting started and adapting to the ingredient, but it can also cause excessive dryness, inflammation, redness on the skin. Like, it's complicated. And so today's tips are helpful to avoid some of the worst side effects of tretinoin. So one of the very worst things that you can do while you are using tretinoin is to also use a skincare product with benzoyl peroxide in it. Now, this is important to pay attention to if you are going to be using tretinoin for acne. It is amazing for helping to calm down breakouts and to help clear out the pores and regulate the dead skin cell shedding process. Benzoyl peroxide, another amazing ingredient for treating acne. You may be using this maybe in cleansers or a treatment gel. It's a great ingredient. It just doesn't happen to match up very well with tretinoin. And in fact, studies do suggest that benzoyl peroxide actually lessens the effectiveness. It deactivates the tretinoin and it doesn't make it effective for your skin anymore. So it makes sense to not use these two products in the same skincare routine. So if you are using benzoyl peroxide, you love it, just make sure to use that in your morning routines or the routines you're not applying tretinoin in. Just don't combine them within the same routine because they kind of cancel each other out. One of the best things that you can do while using tretinoin is to switch over to a gentle cleanser. You want to avoid actives in your cleansers like benzoyl peroxide, salicylic acid, AHAs. You don't want anything that makes your skin feel really squeaky clean or excessively dry, or that just feels like it strips moisture away from your skin. These are not the cleansers you want to use while on tretinoin. You definitely want to switch over to something a lot more gentle, something that is pH balanced, and potentially if you're feeling the irritation and the dryness with your tretinoin prescription, I would suggest even starting with a cleanser that offers a little bit of extra moisture to the skin. Now, that doesn't mean that has to be a full-on milk moisturizing cleanser, but there are some great foam and cream or milk combinations that offer moisture but still foam up and clean the skin effectively but gently. Some of my favorites include the Cerave Hydrating Cream to Foam Cleanser or the Cetaphil Gentle Skin Cleanser. One of the worst things you can do while on tretinoin is use scrubs, physical exfoliants, rough cleansing brushes. Really anything that's abrasive on your skin is best left in a drawer. If you think about it, tretinoin is actually doing what all of those physical exfoliants and brushes and scrubs are claiming to do, right? Remove the flaky skin, the excessive dead skin cells to smooth out your skin, revealing a brighter complexion, right? Tretinoin is actually doing all of that. It is such a potent ingredient. You will get the benefits. You don't really need to be redundant with your products. Now, one of the best things that you can do, and this is like an alternative for your scrubs, because you may notice when you start your tretinoin journey, especially, lots of flaky skin, right? Lots of peely kind of skin. And that's when you're tempted to grab your scrub. Don't do it. One of the best alternatives that you can do is to use a warm, wet washcloth. I want you to be really gentle on your skin, but if that peely skin is driving you nuts and not looking great with your makeup and all that, hold the warm washcloth to your face to kind of help soften everything up, right? Not hot, but just really warm. Hold it in. It feels really relaxing. And then very gently, just kind of like run the washcloth gently across those peely, flaky areas to kind of help encourage some of that skin to come off. Please resist the urge to scrub back and forth on your skin. Do this just very gently. Don't push your skin. But this is a more gentle method for removing the excessive flaky, peely skin. So one of the worst things you can do is apply your tretinoin in your morning routine. Tretinoin actually degrades, aka becomes less effective for your skin when it is exposed to UV light. So it is best to save your tretinoin prescription for your nighttime routine. One of the best things you can do is make sure that you're wearing sunscreen every single day that you are actively using tretinoin. Now, one of the reasons that you may hear why you shouldn't apply tretinoin in the morning is because it is so photosensitizing for your skin. And that is true. It does make your skin more sensitive to the sun, but that's not actually the reason why you shouldn't apply it in the morning. The reason I told you before is because the UV actually degrades the effectiveness. That's the reason why you shouldn't apply it in the morning. Now let's talk about photosensitivity though, because we do have a tendency to think about, well, I just applied tretinoin, so my skin is very photosensitive, so I'm going to put on sunscreen. And then the next day, maybe you don't use tretinoin. You're like, I don't need to wear sunscreen because I didn't use tretinoin. We tend to think about our skincare working for our skin in like 24-hour blocks, and that's just not really true. Your skin can become photosensitized, sensitive to the sun, from one application of tretinoin. How long do you think that photosensitivity lasts? It's actually up to 14 days. Yeah, that's one application. In 14 days, your skin is going to be extra sensitive to the sun. So that's why it's really important when you are using tretinoin to actively apply sunscreen every single day. So one of the worst things you can do is combine your tretinoin with ingredients like BHA, salicylic acid, AHAs like glycolic acid, lactic acid, mandelic acid, etc. Now this one's kind of tricky, so hear me out on this, because it's not like benzoyl peroxide, where we were saying benzoyl peroxide cancels tretinoin out. It degrades the tretinoin and therefore it doesn't work for your skin quite as well. That's not actually the case here with BHA and AHA. They don't like contradict tretinoin. They don't make it less effective. They can be like technically paired together, but here's the thing. They can actually increase irritation on your skin when they're applied within the same routine. If you're just starting your tretinoin journey and you do actively use AHA or BHA ingredients, what I would actually suggest doing is putting a pause on your AHA or BHA for about 2 weeks and just let your skin adapt to tretinoin. After those 2 weeks, maybe even 3 weeks, really assess your skin and see how it's doing, because you may find that your skin's doing really well and you're able to slowly add back in your AHA and BHA in separate routines, right? But adding it back into your overall skincare regime on alternating nights or something. You are really the expert of your skin. So that's why I said this tip's a little bit tricky. And I do want to acknowledge that there are people out there who use tretinoin and who will use AHA and BHA maybe even in the same routine, and it works well for them. But generally speaking, that's not how you want to start your tretinoin journey, because it could cause a lot of irritation. It may not be the right thing for your skin. So I want you to proceed with caution. You are the best expert in your skin. I just want to give you all the information so you can make a great choice. One of the best things you can do while using tretinoin is to add in lots of hydrating and moisturizing skincare ingredients alongside of your tretinoin prescription for best success. Because tretinoin does seem to mess with your skin's oil production just a little bit, you may find that your skin changes while you're using this prescription. Not necessarily that your whole skin type changes, but you may find that there are some subtle changes, and you may want to supplement and help balance out your skin through other skincare products. So especially if you're on the oily side and maybe you do feel like tretinoin is making your skin just a little bit dehydrated, or maybe it just feels like your skin is lacking something, but you don't want to go full on like moisturizer, slugging, oils, like that still sounds really heavy for your skin. What I would suggest doing is adding in more of those hydrating, lighter weight, watery types of serums, essences, and toners to really help replenish the hydration levels in your skin without overwhelming your skin with thickness. So some of my favorite products to do that include Cerave Hydrating Toner. This is a great pair with your tretinoin because it does have some barrier supportive ingredients in it, and it never builds up thick on the skin but offers lots of hydration. And another juicy skincare product that I absolutely love that also supports your moisture barrier is the Torriden Dive-In Serum. Now, if you are feeling the dryness of tretinoin, that's me. I'm in this category. Tretinoin has made my skin a lot more dry since using it. And so I definitely recommend packing your routine with lots of moisturizing emollient type of skincare. So some of my favorites include the creamy, dreamy NIOD modulating glucoside serum. It offers some moisture in the middle of your skincare routine, and it has some great anti-inflammation ingredients in it too. So if you're feeling a little bit inflamed or itchy from tretinoin, this helps calm your skin down. Love good old Stratia liquid gold, great for keeping your moisture barrier strong, but delivering a lot of rich moisture into the skin. And I also love adding in facial oil. What a game changer when your skin feels so dry. One of my absolute favorites is the Ordinary Bee Oil. One of the very worst things that you can do that every single person who has started with tretinoin has done, we have all made this mistake. One of the worst things you can do is apply tretinoin too often or apply too much. I really want you to think about tretinoin as a journey. I want you to think about it like a marathon. It is not a race. Because we do kind of get this excitement and we get really invested in the ingredient. We want it to work so bad for our skin that we might apply it more often than we really need to, or we apply it too generously, and that will backfire every single time. So if you're just starting off with your tretinoin journey, I'm going to give you like a rough idea of how you can work this into your skincare routine. So the first 2 weeks, you want to apply tretinoin just 3 times in those first 2 weeks. So like maybe a Monday, Wednesday, Friday kind of situation, but don't push yourself to apply it every single night right away. You want to kind of slowly get your skin adapted to the prescription. Then after about 3 weeks, check in with your skin. How is it doing? How are the side effects? If you feel like you're doing okay and maybe you could handle more, then you might want to move to applying tretinoin every other night. If your skin is not doing well, if it's still feeling really irritated or really, really dry, stick to 3 nights a week. So then another 2 weeks, check in with your skin. So we're talking 6 weeks out now. Check in with your skin. If you've been doing good with applying every other night, you think your skin can handle more, then move to applying every single night. If you're applying every other night and your skin feels good, but you're not really sure you need to, do more, or if you're still at three nights a week, right? Don't feel like you have to move up if you don't feel ready. And in fact, I would actually encourage you to not even think about working yourself up to anything, because there's no goal in mind. There's no end goal here. It's not like you're a failure or you're doing it wrong if you can't get your skin to accept tretinoin every single night. That is not the goal. I think we get it in our head that like we have to like work our skin up or train our skin, or no, not at all. Everybody is different. This is a journey. This is a marathon. It is not a race. You will still get the benefits if you're only applying it 3 nights a week. You will still get the benefits. I promise you, you are not missing out on anything. Please listen to your skin. Please do what your gut tells you to do, not what you see on YouTube, not what you see other people doing, not what people who have skin made of steel are doing. Listen to your skin. Now let's talk about the right amount to apply, because this is something that we've all fallen into when we began our tretinoin journey. We may have applied a little bit too much to our face, and then our face was on fire and it fell off. No, just me? Okay, let's talk about the right amount. The advice that you often hear is a pea-sized amount, right? I know that sounds super duper small, and everybody's face is different. You know, some people have smaller faces, some people have bigger faces. Like, what kind of pea size are we talking about? But all that being said, a pea-sized amount, or whatever is the smallest amount that can create a very thin, even layer on your skin. That is the guideline. So whatever it takes. So what I usually do is I'll put out a little bit of a pea size, and then I'll start dotting it around my face first, so that it's kind of like evenly dispersed, and then I will rub it in. And that really helps me to keep the layer thin while still getting an even application on my face. Please remember that you can always apply more. So if you do a pea size amount, maybe you're dotting it around your face and you realize you don't have enough for your forehead, you can always squirt out just a little bit more for your forehead, but you can never take it off. One of the best things you can do while building your skincare routine around tretinoin is to make sure to add in barrier strengthening ingredients. Now, your skin barrier is what helps keep your skin moisturized, hydrated, and it also helps to protect your skin from outside irritants and bacteria. It really is the root of healthy skin. Now, it can be tested. The strength of your barrier can be tested by tretinoin, just like it can be tested when you overexfoliate your skin and your barrier becomes weak or even damaged. It's the exact same idea here with tretinoin. So you want to be very careful when you're applying that. And I like to think about it like an insurance policy. Packing your skincare routine with those smart barrier strengthening ingredients helps resist, barrier weakening or damage, along with all the other, tips that I'm giving you today, like not applying too often or too much. But building in your insurance policy can be extremely beneficial too. So one of my favorite ways to do it is my holy trinity of ingredients, which is ceramides, cholesterol, and fatty acids. These are the 3 main building blocks that create the skin barrier. So some of my favorite skincare products that have this trinity in them, I actually have a lot of favorites, and I even have a video full of my favorite ceramide, cholesterol, fatty acid products. So I will link that in the description box if you need more recommendations, but here's some quick ones. Stratia Liquid Gold, R&W Ceramide Plus Serum, and Paula's Choice Omega Plus Serum. One of the worst things you can do while using tretinoin is using other skincare products with excessive amounts of drying alcohol in them. Now, this is another one where I say it's kind of tricky because everybody's skin is different, but generally speaking, high amounts of drying forms of alcohol like denatured alcohol, alcohol denat, you'll see it on the ingredients list as, or just straight up the word alcohol. These can actually increase the dryness on your skin. It can also increase inflammation and redness on the skin. Now, I want you to remember that tretinoin does make your skin a little bit more sensitive and a little bit more vulnerable. Your skin possibly may behave differently while you use tretinoin. So it's possible that you've used maybe say a sunscreen with a lot of alcohol in it in the past, and it's never been an issue for your skin. It's never caused issues for you. You've never been sensitive to it. You might find as you use tretinoin, you do become sensitive to it. So I'm bringing this up more as something to keep your eye on, not necessarily a hard and fast rule. And one of the very best things that you must do while you are using tretinoin is find and use a great moisturizer. I mean, moisturizer is just so good for your skin in general. It helps to hug in all your skincare. It acts as a mini skin barrier, helping to keep the bad stuff out and keeping the good stuff in. It's a great skincare product in general. But with tretinoin, moisturizer is going to become one of the best tools in your toolbox for helping your skin adapt to tretinoin. It is an absolute must. So before you apply tretinoin, you might want to take a small like dab of moisturizer and apply it around your nose. I would call it my nose crack, underneath and around your eyes, and maybe even around your lips. A little extra layer of moisturizer before you apply your thin layer of tretinoin can actually help these areas because they're very delicate and they might overreact to tretinoin. Especially my nose can become kind of cracked and red around here if I don't help to protect it with an extra layer of moisture. You definitely don't want to run tretinoin up too close to the delicate eye area. You can get a lot of peeling that way. There's other ways to apply tretinoin though. It's not just a direct layer on your skin. What you could also do is put a layer of moisturizer on your skin first, then a thin layer of tretinoin on top, and maybe even sandwich another thin layer of moisturizer on top. This is the application method that I would suggest if your skin is very sensitive or very, very dry. You're getting a lot of side effects. Try it this way. It doesn't dilute the tretinoin, but it just kind of helps it like deliver into the skin a little bit gentler, a little bit slower. So it actually helps to sidestep some of the excessive dryness and irritation. One of my very, very favorite ways is to mix the pea-sized amount of tretinoin with about the same amount, maybe slightly more of moisturizer. Mix that together on the back of your hand and then apply, making sure to avoid that really delicate eye area, maybe around the lips and the nose crack. Just be careful with your application. But that's another great way to kind of help make the tretinoin a little bit gentler for the skin. When you use agency, your dermatology provider will give you these tips. They will help guide you to the best method for applying tretinoin. They're so good about that. I love how they help guide your journey and how they help you with this ingredient because it is definitely tricky and they keep their eye on that. So definitely refer to your dermatology provider for all the best tips. But these are the 3 that I've used that are very, very helpful. And really my favorite way is to mix it in because it makes things really simple. So if you're ready to start your tretinoin journey with agency, I do have the link in the description box below where you can get started with your own dermatology provider and they will create their own custom future formula based on your skin and your skin goals. Thank you again to Agency for sponsoring today's video. And I really hope that those tips helped you out. If you're thinking about starting tretinoin, if you needed a little bit of troubleshooting on your journey, or you just needed a reminder, you're an old pro, I hope the video helped you. If you're watching this and you haven't hit subscribe yet, you made it to the end of the video. That's like very rare on YouTube to make it to the end of the video. So if you're here and you're not subscribed, wait. Hit the subscribe button, please. I would be so honored if you would subscribe to my channel. I release a lot of new skincare videos just like this one, and I do shorts as well. So consider turning on notifications so you're never out of the loop. I hope you are healthy, happy, and safe. I love you so much. Thanks for being here with me today, and I'll see you soon.